Your brain often replays embarrassing memories at night when external distractions decrease and internal thoughts become more noticeable. Reduced sensory input allows unresolved emotional experiences to surface, making past social moments feel vivid and important again. Psychologists describe this as emotional processing, where the mind reviews experiences to extract learning for future behavior. Embarrassing moments create strong emotional signals, which increases the likelihood they will be stored and revisited later. The brain prioritizes socially relevant memories because human survival historically depended on group acceptance and cooperation. Nighttime reflection occurs because cognitive load decreases, freeing mental resources for internal evaluation and memory review. This process is automatic and often occurs without conscious intention or deliberate effort from the individual. Emotional intensity strengthens memory recall, making uncomfortable experiences easier to access than neutral daily events. The brain attempts to simulate alternative outcomes, imagining how behavior could have produced different results. This simulation process supports learning but can feel distressing when repeated frequently without resolution. Fatigue reduces executive control, allowing emotional recall to dominate attention more strongly than during daytime thinking. Without external tasks, attention naturally shifts inward toward unresolved thoughts and emotionally significant memories. Social evaluation systems become more active when the brain has fewer competing demands on attention. The mind reviews behavior patterns to improve prediction of future social interactions and outcomes. Embarrassment signals potential social risk, which the brain interprets as important information worth revisiting. This reaction is not random, but reflects adaptive learning mechanisms shaped through evolutionary pressures. Repetition strengthens memory traces, making recalled experiences increasingly accessible over time. Emotional recall activates physiological responses that reinforce the importance of remembered events. Increased arousal makes memories feel current rather than distant, intensifying emotional experience. This creates a cycle where recall increases emotion, and emotion strengthens recall further. Cognitive quietness at night amplifies internal dialogue and reflective thought patterns. Without environmental stimulation, attention gravitates toward unresolved internal experiences automatically. Memory systems prioritize emotionally salient events when selecting information for review. This prioritization increases learning efficiency, but may also increase emotional discomfort temporarily. Overthinking emerges when evaluation continues without reaching satisfactory psychological resolution. The brain seeks closure but often cannot modify past events, sustaining repetitive review cycles. Perceived social judgment increases emotional intensity associated with recalled experiences. Self-evaluation mechanisms attempt to identify behavioral adjustments that could reduce future risk. This adaptive process can feel intrusive when awareness of control is limited. Understanding the mechanism reduces perceived threat associated with memory replay. Awareness changes interpretation, transforming distressing recall into recognizable cognitive processing activity. Emotional intensity decreases when experiences are labeled as natural brain function rather than personal failure. Recognition of patterns weakens automatic identification with recalled experiences. The brain gradually reduces repetition when perceived learning has occurred. Cognitive acceptance reduces resistance, which decreases emotional amplification during recall. Intentional attention shifting interrupts reinforcement cycles, sustaining repeated memory activation. Relaxation states reduce physiological arousal associated with emotional memory recall. Lower arousal weakens emotional reinforcement and reduces recall intensity. Over time, repeated neutral responses decrease perceived importance of recalled experiences. This process gradually reduces frequency of intrusive nighttime reflection. Emotional memory replay demonstrates how learning systems operate beyond conscious awareness. The mind continuously evaluates past behavior to improve future decision-making efficiency. Nighttime processing reflects cognitive prioritization rather than malfunction. Social learning mechanisms operate automatically to support adaptive behavior adjustments. Memory review becomes problematic only when interpreted as immediate threat. Emotional interpretation determines whether recall produces learning or distress. Cognitive flexibility allows reinterpretation of experiences with reduced emotional intensity. Perspective shifting changes perceived meaning of remembered social events. Reframing experiences supports psychological resilience and adaptive learning outcomes. Understanding processes restores sense of control over internal experiences. Attention can be guided intentionally through awareness and deliberate focus strategies. Mindful observation reduces automatic emotional escalation during memory activation. Acceptance decreases cognitive resistance that typically strengthens unwanted thought patterns. Emotional processing completes when experiences are integrated without avoidance. Integration reduces need for repeated cognitive review of the same event. Psychological closure emerges from understanding rather than suppression of memory. Awareness interrupts reinforcement cycles, sustaining intrusive recall patterns. Cognitive balance supports healthier interaction with internal experiences. Emotional regulation improves when interpretation becomes more objective. Self-compassion reduces perceived social threat associated with remembered events. The brain gradually deprioritizes information that no longer signals meaningful risk. Reduced perceived risk weakens motivation for continued cognitive review. Memory becomes neutral rather than emotionally charged through repeated balanced exposure. This process reflects neural adaptation within emotional learning systems. Understanding adaptive function transforms reaction into observation. Observation reduces emotional identification with recalled experiences. Reduced identification weakens reinforcement, maintaining repeated replay cycles. Over time, attention shifts toward present-focused processing. Present awareness reduces cognitive resources available for past-focused rumination. This shift improves emotional stability and mental clarity. Nighttime overthinking reflects active learning rather than personal weakness. Emotional systems prioritize social relevance because connection historically ensured survival. Awareness aligns interpretation with adaptive cognitive function. Accurate interpretation reduces perceived urgency of recalled experiences. Reduced urgency weakens automatic attention capture by memory activation. Cognitive control strengthens as emotional intensity decreases gradually. Strengthened control supports intentional attention direction. Intentional direction reshapes habitual thought patterns over time. Neuroplasticity enables modification of established cognitive responses. Consistent awareness supports long-term change in attention patterns. Psychological insight provides tools for understanding internal experiences objectively. Objective awareness reduces distress associated with automatic cognitive processes. Reduced distress decreases motivation for repeated mental checking behaviors. Memory replay becomes informational rather than emotionally overwhelming. This transformation reflects adaptive cognitive integration of experience. Integration supports learning without sustained emotional disruption. Balanced processing improves sleep quality and cognitive recovery. Improved recovery supports emotional resilience during daily interactions. Understanding internal processes strengthens confidence in mental stability. Confidence reduces perceived threat from recurring thoughts. Knowledge transforms confusion into clarity about normal brain functioning. Clear understanding supports calm response to future memory activation. Calm response weakens reinforcement, sustaining intrusive recall. Weakened reinforcement reduces frequency and intensity of replay cycles. Awareness therefore becomes a powerful tool for attention regulation. Intentional attention supports healthier relationship with thoughts and memories. The brain adapts continuously to patterns of interpretation and response. Understanding these mechanisms reveals hidden structure behind nighttime overthinking. With awareness, memory replay becomes manageable rather than overwhelming. If you want more powerful psychology facts that explain everyday thoughts, follow our channel and keep exploring the hidden science of the mind.